Hey yo, what's going on? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this iconic, should I say, tune. I mean, the original. You're going to be able to download this project file, or if you don't have Ableton or this version, the stems, presets, and racks for this lovely tune.
Touch mic, I see them at Scatta. Cause if I had a clutch on a Magnum.
Just a heads up, some of the plugins are not found. Don't know why. I have them installed, but they are not found. Couldn't get them working, so there are some glitches that are not like the original, but...
Cause if I had a clutch on a Magnum.
Yeah, so basically, let's run through the remix, or I guess the flip, because it's not an official remix. What I did was bought the track, put it in Ableton. Once you have it in Ableton, you ideally want to sidechain it with new drums. Or if you have any sort of AI voice extractor and it works good, excuse me. If it's not necessary, or if it's not like a full-on serious remix, you don't have to extract the vocals and recreate the whole instrumental if you don't want to. So what I did was used drums that I always use.
Yeah, I'm a whole sound fast. I make an next guy look like.
And then gave a new, extremely clean sine sub to the actual growls that Skrillex did back in the day. So I just used Operator for that. Ever since Ableton 11, PBMW, this pitch band Modville Max for Life plugin is not working. It's bugging out all the time. You definitely want to switch this out to Serum or something else, because the pitch bends, as you can see, are disabled, and I cannot re-enable them. English. Apart from that, I can show you everything. This frozen growl was from a sample pack I worked on at the time. I don't remember what it was, but it was from an older sample pack of mine. You probably have this bass if you had lessons with me, because if you didn't know, you can book one-on-one lessons with me and I can teach you anything. Little ad here. If you had lessons with me previously, you probably had the chance to download the free lesson pack, which contains a template, project file, older samples, sample packs, presets, whatever, racks. Also, this delay bass is the same thing. I made this big loop in a sound designing session and I just used that because it sounded best. So, and these little things, this is funny to me because this is just a so stupid way of working, but it, happy accidents, that's what dubstep is all about. So I just grabbed random percussions from an old Vengeance sample pack. The original idea was I'm just going to slap on any kind of processing that I have, what I used at the time, so probably disperser, vocoder, and stuff like that. But I just found one of my first ever saved gun rack, which was probably used in like Polaris 12 or something like that. So I slapped it on and it immediately sounded like this. So I was like, damn, that works. So done deal, goodbye. That part of the song reminded me of a Skrillex and Space Laces ID that I couldn't get out of my head. It's still one of the best IDs. I cannot wait for that tune to come out. This song. So I wanted to try something like that. So what that meant was to make a screech that is also noisy, yet clean, loud, and distorted. Not overbearing with the distortion, but it still sounds cool. So I came up with this sound. With the post-processing, it sounds like this. With the sub underneath. The bulk of this sound comes from Serum. It's pretty simple. It's an RM modulated sine. Sine modulates the sine, super basic, and then a hyper dimension to give it some width every now and then. I think this is modulated, yes. When you use RM modulation, sometimes the sub gets too quiet, so that's why I have this enabled. And you might ask, why do I have this enabled if I have a separate sub bass? Well, usually on the channel, if you use distortion, it's better to distort something with the sub, because that creates warmth and good mid-range. So that's what I did. I added some white noise and saturation to kind of glue the sub together with the noise. Then disperser to make the noise less abrasive. And Camel Crusher to compress it even more. I don't know why, because it's already loud as hell. And then cutting out the mids to just leave the fundamental. Yeah, pretty standard stuff in my opinion. Then I wanted a rhythmical element as well, because only one sustained sound in a drum nowadays rarely works because we are over that phase. I'm sorry. I used an insanely simple Serum patch, which is just one saw wave, random all the way down, noise, sub, enabled. Everything goes into the filter except the sub. Extremely quiet with all the effects. I usually work with an OTT or any sort of plugin that makes the end result loud on by default, because that's what you're gonna use eventually either way. So why not just sound design and, you know, discover the happy accidents early on so you can build on them. With just the basic Camel Crusher OTT combo, it sounds like this. Now I used erosion as well. A disperser, saturator, then this fake disperser thing, then another disperser on the same setting, then EQing it out to fit the track more. They complemented each other quite well. So next is that I experimented with the sub pattern. Originally it was just sustained, but then but then the track was a little too boring, so I switched it to the rhythmical pattern. So now the sub is modulated in two ways. It was originally pitching up and down, and it also has the pitch envelope in the beginning, but as I've said, PitchBend and Modwheel plugin is not working anymore, so I can't show you that part. Yeah, that's the whole track. I just keep switching between these sections, changing the tonality and the rhythm a little bit here and there. Nothing too fancy. These things though, these are just hella stretched samples with texture, grain size all the way up, flux down, and on a pretty high octave, like 3 above the original. Also, they are stretched to hell. It's like 873 BPM. Yeah, that's the whole thing. If you want to download this, it's down in the description where you can join Patreon. And once you're a patron, you can download that and a lot of previous video materials. So yeah, if you want the presets, the project, the stems, the samples and everything, just make sure to sub. Let me know in the comments what track should I do next. Also, big shout out to you guys because the whole video went crazy. So we're gonna do a lot more artist series. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my website for a lot of high quality Serum and Vital presets and drum samples. You can also support me on Patreon, where I upload bass music specific tutorial content every single month. Peace.